What is up and hello guys, it's your boy once again Malupeyt, and today we would be featuring another community show match for the StarCraft Philippines. Muling nagbabalik mga professional players natin into our local scene. So to introduce them, onto the upper right corner of Eternal Empire LE, we've got the blue Terran ExoBlazer. So sa mga hindi nakakilala kay ExoBlazer, siya ang coach ng ating national team nung Southeast Asian Games, leading us with that gold medal finish, that podium finish. So si ExoBlazer, he's a veteran on the scene, achieved Grandmaster many times, and syempre, yun nga, coaching the national team and spearheading the professional scene here in the Philippines for the StarCraft community. So onto the bottom left corner of Eternal Empire LE, wala akong kabayas-bayas dito dahil coach ko to sa StarCraft. So we've got the red zerg, Cypem. Cypem daw guys, Cypem, hindi Cypem. Pero si Cypem is my coach for zerg. He's one of the high-level zerg players here in the Philippines. And syempre, wala akong bias, coach ko to eh. He is also part of the national team pool. I think kung natalo niya si Nux, ay siya yung kakampi ni Ender ng Southeast Asian Games. And also, one of the great educators onto the scene. Syempre, alam naman natin na he is a professor at Far Eastern University. So willing siyang magturo sa mga young and upcoming young guns natin onto the scene. Kaya kung gusto niyo magpaturo kay Cypem, marami siyang ina-upload sa YouTube. Actually, doon lang rin ako natututo. And kung may hindi ako na-gets, doon ako nagtatanong sa kanya. So to talk about their playstyle, si Cypem napaka-micro-oriented niya. He usually opts to go for that standard things that you usually see. And sabi nga ni ExoBlazer nung kami naman yung nag-scrimmage is nasabi niya rin kay Cypem nung national team pool na yung laro niya masyadong standard, you need to add a little bit of variation into it. You know, especially in tournaments like this, kita nyo naman sa mga GSL na yung mga players doon usually wait lang, sinahan ko lang yung sound. Usually yung mga players doon, they opt to go for some cheeses sa mga iba't ibang paraan, di ba? Na para hindi ganun kadali mabasa yung playstyle nila. And si Mark naman, he is a textbook Terran. By the book siya, kumbaga. But he has very strong mechanics. Sabi nga natin, isa sa mga haligyan ng esports dito sa Pilipinas, si ExoBlazer. And he is also running up this, kumbaga, all the professional and aspiring young players into the Philippine scene. Ginagawa niya ng best of 5 tournaments every weekend. So lahat ng free ng weekend, niyaya niya sumali. You get to practice with the best of the players here in the Philippines dahil andun lahat ng pro. Alright, so very kudos kay ExoBlazer for actually doing things like this to fuel the passion and the competitive side of the StarCraft esports. Kahit wala yung mga tournament ng Gold to Diamond, yung mga in-organize ni Commissioner Mizzle, ay patuloy pa rin na nag-i-improve, patuloy pa rin yung competition dahil sa mga ginagawa ni ExoBlazer. Alright, so back to the game. Standard opening for Cypem dito. Baneling Nest would be the first technological building coming in from his side, but I think ang gagawin ni ExoBlazer dito as he is opting to go for the fusion core, but it would be immediately scouted by Cypem dito. He sees the fusion core, battle cruiser already on the way from the side of ExoBlazer. Isa to sa mga pinaka-annoying na ginagawa ng Terran is their timing push. Yung hindi siya timing push na it opts to end the game, but if you do not defend this properly, you would just fall and die. So ang gagawin ni ExoBlazer dito, I think, is going to do a multi-prong attack with the Hellions and the battle cruisers. And he is opting to go for that early third command center. kitang-kita natin na ginagawa ng mga Zerg, ay ng mga Terran yan against Zerg. So, how to explain the third command center? Sa totoo lang, it is popularized by the Koreans and highly adapted into the European scene. It gives you a more stable economy, and if you scout properly, dun mo malalaman na the Zerg is playing defensive. He's not going for an all-in attack. So why not go for the third command center? So the battle cruiser is already here into the fray. I think ExoBlazer would go for a mech follow-up. 2 more factories being added up. And kung Zerg player kayo at nahihirapan kayo maging kumalaban ng mech, may tutorial si Cypem dyan. It's using the Lurker Hydra Viper. It's very macro-intensive pero wala kayong choice. If the Terran mech reaches the critical mass, ayun yung isa sa mga easiest way kasi magaling. Kasi yung ang explanation ko dyan is usually yung Lurker Hydra Viper, okay siya pangharapan. Like yung harapan sa bayang pagbigkas ng mga bigayan ng damage. I think Hydra Lurker Viper is really good against mech ng harapan. And knowing mech, it really lacks mobility. So, that composition is really good. Pero may napapanood rin tayo na sa mga ibang high-level Zerg players. For example, sila Extinct. Ang ginagamit naman nila is yung Nidus into Swarm Host, then Roach Ravager. Which is really counteracts the immobility of the mech. Kaya that thing could work too, but syempre it comes for a price na sobrang macro intensive. You need to get your Nidus placements really up, and it would force the Terran to play parang nagwa-whack-a-mole. May lilitaw, sisirain niya, tapos may lilitaw ulit, and you really and that forces him to defend. So I think that is a more easy viable solution. So back to the game, mech follow-up coming up here from ExoBlazer, and the Hydraulics then already on the way from the side of Cypem. So I think this series would be best of 5. Susunod ako dito eh. Susunod ako maglalaro. So shoutouts talaga sa lahat ng bumubuhay at patuloy na sumusuporta sa ating StarCraft Philippines community. And ExoBlazer actually going up for another battle cruiser. So he would be, I think, when it comes to the late game phase, he would opt to go for the mass battle cruiser and mass store, or mass, yung kumbaga the slow pace mech style na nakita natin dati pa. It is really annoying to deal with, that slow pace mech style. They really control the map. Parang they make outposts when they're moving across the map, and you can just engage to them head to head. And as we are speaking kanina regarding the counter to the mech, Cypem Real already going in for the Lurker then. So we'll see, analyze natin mamaya kung paano ipupull off ni Cypem, but yeah, kung harapan sa bayang pagbigkas ng mga damage, it is really good mga kaibigan. So here comes the massive line of Hellions ni ExoBlazer dito. We'll try and see if he can wreak havoc. And I think, yeah, ito yung multi-prong attack na sinasabi natin kanina of the battle cruisers onto the right side of the map. And while all of this is happening, the huge, what a surround coming in from Cypem, actually trapping almost all of the Hellions of ExoBlazer. And this attack would be easily defended by Cypem, and even getting the cancel onto that teleportation of the battle cruiser. Good target firing coming in from Cypem, and I think this is the right time to attack if you are the Zerg player. One battle cruiser manages to go away, but in terms of army supply, lamang na si Cypem dito. I think he can max out easily in a few seconds if he decides to. And knowing that mech playstyle, diba, it is really slow to get that critical mass. Kaya if you are a Zerg player, you want to time your timing attacks really well. And even Cypem But I think he would get this command center if he targets fire, but the repairs coming in from the SCVs. And even the Cyclones being mixed into the fray to help to deal with this Corruptors. The battle cruiser goes down, but at what cost? Almost all of the Corruptors would be falling onto the side of Cypem. Pero napaka cost efficient nun. I think nakuha niya na yung return of investment. Sniping down battle cruisers, almost getting kill onto this command center. And speaking of this command center, napakahirap malaman kung ano na siya, orbital command or standard command center pa rin siya. Pero ito, kakaiba yung pinapakita ng ExoBlazer dito. Mixing the slow-paced mech style with the fast-paced mech style. The Cyclone Hellions mixed with the siege tanks and the battle cruisers. No Thors coming up as of yet from the side of ExoBlazer, but I think Cypem can defend this if ever ExoBlazers decides to push into the map. But no lurkers as of yet from the side of Cypem dito. Oh, the queens would be sniped out, and now here comes ExoBlazer. Will try and siege up and maybe get this hatchery onto the other side of the map from the side of Cypem. No lurkers available as of yet. No hydras too onto the side of Cypem to maybe snipe out or do blinding clouds on this pile of siege tanks. And ngayon napipilitan na mag-defend si Cypem dito. The lurkers already being morphed in. So we'll see on how ExoBlazer would pull this attack, forcing Cypem to play onto the defensive, which is really standard if in a TVZ matchup. Laging napipilitan yung Zerg mag-defend, but two hatcheries being sniped down already from the side of ExoBlazer. Pero Cypem has a lot of minerals banked into his account. And while all of this is happening, smart move coming in from Cypem to actually do counter-attack. A Ling run by, and ito na yung sabayang pagbigkas na sinasabi natin. While all of this is happening, the lurkers are getting free hits and sniping away onto those mech units into the front line, and this would be cleaned up beautifully by Cypem dito. And now the Lynx would try and wreak havoc once again. And look at that. The army supply just plummeted from the side of ExoBlazer. Bias talaga ako, coach ko si Cypem pero joke lang. Hindi tayo dapat ganun. But yeah, speaking about that, sabi nga natin na yung lurker Hydra composition is really good, lalo na pag sabayang damage. Pero we'll see on what would be the follow-up of Cypem dito. Kasi alam naman natin na the Zerg can really max out really fast. And the Terran mech takes a really long time to be online once again. But Cypem playing this smartly, not doing anything rash, not attacking as of yet. He is boosting out that lurker count, ladies and gentlemen. And ExoBlazer is now forced to defend. So once again, ulitin natin, si ExoBlazer ang coach ng ating Philippine national team onto the StarCraft. Pangit ng planetary na classic, what? Mukhang ulo ni Bumblebee. So yan, si Mark, si ExoBlazer ang ating national team coach for the StarCraft, and si Cypem, one of the premier Zerg players here into the Philippine scene. Coach ko yan, laban Cypem, pero good game actually coming from ExoBlazer. That command center would be sniped up. A few banelings would be cancelled down, but the Greater Spire, actually the follow-up from Cypem dito, he really likes to go for that Broodlords against the mech. Actually, it's really good but it's very micro-intensive, and you want to get the perfect balance. The perfect balance na you have a ground army, which is the lurkers, and you have some units to tank out some frontline damage. Pero ito, yung ulap ng overlords being chased away by the Cyclones. So, mano-imano ulit yung laban natin dito. And look at that APM. Pag Terran mech ka talaga, tignan mo yung APM ng Zerg 600, yung Terran mech 80. That's unfair. Back to the game once again, ladies and gentlemen. Cypem would go for another attack here. We'll try and get this command center, and the lurkers are just wrecking havoc, but multiple SCVs falling down now, and only 43 workers remaining onto the side of ExoBlazer, but good reaction coming in from him will chase this army away. Pero one of the strong points of Zerg really is when you establish... Uy, this lurker. Napakasipag no lurker na to, and I think ExoBlazer is not paying attention, but good reaction onto that one. Munti ka na. And here comes the main engagement. A pile of siege tanks is wrecking and hammering away onto this hatchery and onto the army of Cypem. But 7 Broodlords already being morphed here from Cypem, and Broodlords are really good against siege tanks. No Hellions, no Cyclones, no Thors onto the side of ExoBlazer. I think he overextended onto this one. I think he did not expect those Broodlords coming in to play onto the side of Cypem. And I think he would just clean this pile of siege tanks here. Wow, what a play coming in from Cypem. We'll try and get this around. No. And I think one of the strong points in Cypem is he is really active when he is playing Zerg. The run bys are really annoying to defend, especially yun nga sabi natin, the mech is really slow and it doesn't have the mobility. Kaya nahihirapan mag-defend dito si ExoBlazer, as more lurkers, as more Hellions will try and to defend this one, but I don't think that would not be enough. Good decision from ExoBlazer now that he is bringing in Ravens into the fray, but I think he needs more than that. He needs more air superiority if he wants to deal with this Broodlord composition coming in from Cypem. So he is pressuring on 2 fronts right now. Pressuring into the left side, forcing a reaction onto the side of ExoBlazer, and his Broodlord army is just wrecking havoc. And GG has been called. ExoBlazer bows down on the game number 1 of our best of 5 series. Wow.